Okay, listen. Orbital. Already you know that orbital means the three-dimensional 3D, the three-dimensional space around the nucleus, the three-dimensional space around the nucleus, where the probability of finding electron is maximum. Probability of finding electron is maximum, known as orbital. So how much maximum probability means how much percentage ma? So the probability of finding electron is the probability of finding electron in orbital is 95%. See, approximately 95%. Then that is called orbital. Node means the probability of finding electron is 0. There is no electrons at all. That space is called node. So orbital means the probability of finding electron is maximum. So mostly the electrons are present in where orbitals. Where the orbitals are present, the orbitals are present in subcells. Where the subcells are present, the subcells are present in a main shell. That main shell is also called as orbit. Orbit is nothing but shell. Orbitals are present in a subcells. Okay, so the three-dimensional space around the nucleus where the probability of finding electron is maximum, known as orbital. Okay, so how much probability of finding electron is present in an orbital? 95%. This figure also we need to remember. Okay, students. Now shapes of atomic orbitals. Shapes of atomic orbitals. See, shapes of atomic orbitals means s orbitals, p orbitals, and d orbitals. These three we need to remember. Okay, we need to learn also. See the first one, s orbital. Any s subcell. Any s subcell contains one s orbital is present. Any s subcell contains one s orbital present. One s orbital present. So s orbital, it has spherical shape. It has spherical shape and quantum numbers. Azimuthal quantum number L is equals to 0. Azimuthal quantum number L is equal to 0 and magnetic quantum number M is equal to 0. Magnetic quantum number also 0. What is the M value for s orbitals? Only one M value is present, that is 0. That is 0. Okay, what is the shape of s orbital? Spherical shape. Okay, let's see this. This is the spherical shape. X-axis, Y-axis, and Z-axis. So this is the s orbital shape, spherical shape, and it is non-directional nature. S orbital is non-directional. Okay, this is about S orbital. So any S subcell like 1s, 2s or 2p, sorry 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, like any S subcell you have to take, they contains only one orbital is present, that is one S orbital is present. This one S orbital has spherical shape, and for S orbitals L value is 0 and M value is 0. M value is 0. Okay, students. So this is the spherical shape of S orbital. And S orbital, non-directional nature. Non-directional nature means the lobes, there is no exact direction, no direction, non-directional. Means S orbital doesn't have any directional nature. Means this orbital is not belongs to X direction, not belongs to Y direction, and not belongs to Z direction. That's why S orbital is non-directional nature. But P orbitals, they have specific direction is present. Like Px means the lobes are present on x-axis. Py, the lobes are present on y-axis. Pz orbital, the lobes are present on z-axis direction. That's why P orbital has directional nature, but S orbitals are non-directional nature. S orbital has a non-directional nature. Understood? This is about a S orbital. Let's see the second one. P orbitals. P orbital. P orbital. See, any P subcell, any P subcell contains, any P subcell contains three equal energetic P orbitals. P orbitals. Brackets. The three equal energetic P orbitals also known as degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals. What is the meaning for degenerate orbitals? The orbitals which are having same energies. So any P subcell contains how many orbitals are present? Now, three equal energetic P orbitals are present. So our three equal energetic degenerate orbitals are present. Okay, that is Px, comma Py and Pz. Okay, so how many P orbitals are present? Three P orbitals are present, Px, Py, Pz. So these P orbitals, where they present? They are present in P subcell. Any P subcells contains three equal energetic P orbitals are present. That is Px, comma Py and Pz. Px, comma Py and Pz. Okay, it is clear. Now these Px, Py, Pz orbitals, almost they having same energies. Okay, for example, 2p. 2p subcell is present. They contains 3p orbitals are present. 2px, 2py, and 2pz. These 2px, 2py, 2pz, they having same energy. Okay, and 3p is present. 3px, 3py, and 3pz. Like in 3p subcell, there three orbitals are present: 3px, 3py, and 3pz. These three p orbitals having same energy. Okay, when compared the 2p and 3p, 3p has more energy when compared to 2p, because for 2p and 3p, for 3p n value is 3 and 2p n value is 2. N value increases, energy will be increases, already I said. That's why 3p has more energy when compared to 2p. But in 2p or either in 3p, either in 2p or in 2 either are 2p or in 3p, they contains 3 equal degenerate orbitals are present. Their energy is same. Their energy is same. Okay, let's see. That's why 3 p orbitals, degenerate orbitals are present. That's why the p orbitals also called as threefold degenerate orbitals. These also called as threefold degenerate orbitals. Threefold degenerate orbitals. Okay. Now the p orbitals, either px or py or pz, has what is the shape? P orbitals has dumbbell shape. Dumbbell shape. And p orbitals are directional nature because the lobes are present on the axis. Directional nature because lobes are present on the axis. Present on the axis. Let's see that. This is x-axis. Then the p orbital present on the x-axis. Then it is called py orbital. Sorry, px orbital. The lobes are present on the y-axis. Then it is called as py orbital. The lobes are present on the z-axis. It is called as pz orbital. That's why p orbitals has directional nature. S orbital is non-directional nature. So the p orbitals, how many p orbitals are present? Any p subcell? There 3 p orbitals are present. What are those 3 p orbitals? Px, Py and Pz. Px, Py and Pz. For this p orbitals, p orbitals, L is equal to 1 and m value. How many m values are present, ma? 3 m values are present. For L is equal to 1 means they contains 3 m values are present. L is equal to 1 means p orbital. Then they contains 3 m values. What are those? Plus 1, 0, minus 1. Plus 1, 0, minus 1. That's why I said for every orbital they have one m values present. They have one m values present. For p orbitals, m values range. They must should be in between plus 1, minus 1 and 0 only. Plus 1, minus 1 and 0 only. They doesn't contains p orbitals m value. They never contains plus 2, minus 2, like minus 3, plus 3, like they doesn't contains. 2 is present means they belongs to m values 2 present means that belongs to d orbital. Means plus or minus 2, plus or minus 1 and 0. The m values are present like that. Then they belongs to d orbitals. They belongs to d orbitals. So this is information related to p orbitals. So any p subcell they contains 3 equal energetic p orbitals are present. Those equal energetic orbitals also calling as degenerate orbital. Degeneracy. Degeneracy means the orbitals which are having same energies. So like px, py and pz both are present in any p subcell. They having same energies. That's why it is also called as threefold degenerate orbitals. Threefold degenerate orbitals. The shape of the d orbitals is dumbbell shape. The shape of d orbital is a dumbbell shape. Okay, so the p orbitals are directional nature and the lobes are, why they are having directional nature, ma'am? Because the lobes means px orbital, the lobes are present on x-axis. Py orbital, the lobes are present on y-axis. Pz orbital, the lobes are present on z-axis. That's why the p orbitals has directional nature. P orbital has a directional nature. And for p orbitals, L value is 1, M values are plus 1, 0 and minus 1. Plus 1, 0 and minus 1. So this is about p orbital. Rani, understood? Rani. So p subcell or p orbitals. The main important is the p orbitals dumbbell shape. So how many p orbitals are present? 3 p orbitals are present. What are those 3 p orbitals? Px, Py and Pz. Okay? Px, Py and Pz. So whether the p orbitals are directional nature or non-directional nature? They have directional nature. Why they have directional nature? Why they have directional nature? Because the lobes are present on the axis. Means px orbital, the lobes are present on x-axis. Py orbital, the lobes are present on y-axis. Pz orbital, the lobes are present on z-axis. That's why the p orbitals has directional nature. How can I say p orbitals 3 are present? Because already in magnetic quantum numbers there are, already I said, in any subcell the maximum number of orbitals in a subcell is equal to 2l plus 1. 2l plus 1. For p orbitals L is equal to 1. If p orbitals L is equal to 1, that is the number of p orbitals is equal to 2 into 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. That's why the p orbitals, how many, any p subcell contains how many p orbitals are present? 3 are present. Any d subcell contains how many orbitals are present? 5 are present. Okay, clear? What, Rani? Yes or no, sir? Understood or not? Yes, ma'am. Next. The same way d orbitals. Let's see d orbitals. Very easy, ma, d orbitals. So first for d orbital, sorry, for d subcell, for any d subcell, L value is how much, ma? L value is 2. Therefore, number of d orbitals in any d subcell, twelve plus 1 formula. The formula is 12 plus 1, then you substitute L is equal to 2. 2 into 2 plus 1 is equal to 5. So according to this derivation, any d subcell contains how many d orbitals are present, ma? Any d subcell Any d subcell having 5 degenerate 5 degenerate d orbitals are present. 5 degenerate d orbitals are present. That is dxy, comma dyz, comma dzx, comma dx square y square and dz square. Dx square y square and dz square. So these are the 5 d orbitals one. So any d subcell contains 5 degenerate. Degenerate means these 5 d orbitals having same energies. So that's why 5 degenerate orbitals are present. That's why it is also called five-fold degenerate orbitals. 5-fold degenerate orbitals. 5-fold degenerate orbitals. So dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square, y square and dz square. So what is the shape? The shape of the orbitals. The orbitals is, the shape of the orbitals is double dumbbell. Double dumbbell shape. The shape of the orbital is double dumbbell shape. And dxy, comma dyz, comma dzx orbitals. Lobes are present in between the axis and dx square y square, comma dz square orbitals. Lobes are present on the axis. On the axis. So how the lobes are? Lobe means this is only one. Don't think what is lobe. This is called lobe. This is a positive lobe. This is negative lobe. Upward lobe and a downward lobe. So like two lobes are present. That's what is called double dumbbell shape. This is dumbbell. So like two dumbbells are present. That is called double dumbbell shape. Double dumbbell shape is present for d orbitals. Dumbbell shape is present for p orbitals. So how many d orbitals are present? 5 d orbitals are present. dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square, y square and dz square. See the first three dxy, dyz, dzx, the lobes. This is the called lobe. These lobes are present in between the axis, in between the coordinate axis. But dx square, y square and dz square, the lobes are present on the axis. Present on the axis. Okay. Now for d orbitals, L is equal to 2 and m values plus 2, comma, plus 1, comma, 0, minus 1, minus 2. Total 5 values, m values. How many m values are present here? Total 5 m values are present. So what are those 5 m values? Plus 2, plus 1, 0, minus 2, minus 1. Minus 2 and minus 1 or minus 1, minus 2. Okay, these are the 5 m values. Let's see the orbital shapes. First one, this is x and y. In between the x and y axis, the lobes are present in between the x and y axis. It is called dxy. The lobes are present in between the YZ, DYZ. The lobes are present in between the DXZ. Right. So the lobes are present in between the X and Y axis. Present in between the X and Y axis. And Y and Z axis. And Z and X axis. Those are called DXY. Yes, ma. Shapes they will ask in board examination. Draw the shapes of 5d orbitals. Draw the shapes of p orbitals. And s orbital shapes they will ask in board examination. But in objective exam, not required. Just these points only, theoretical points we need to remember. DXY lobes are present in between the X and Y. DYZ lobes are present in between the Y and Z. DZX lobes are present in between the X and Z. Next, DX square, Y square. The lobes are present on the X and Y axis. So this is called dx square y square. And the lobes are present on the Z axis. It is called dz square. Is called dz square. So this is about orbitals and orbital shapes. Okay, let's see next electronic configurations. Okay, next we will discuss about that electronic configuration. What is electronic configuration and what are the important rules for the filling of electrons in atomic orbitals? There mainly f orbitals not required. My f orbitals are complex shape. There are 7 f orbitals are present in f subcell. What are the 7 f orbitals? They never ask. Just you have to remember 7 f orbitals are present in f subcell. They contains maximum 7 into 2, 14 electrons are present. That's enough. Okay, 5 d orbitals are present. In the 5 d orbitals, how many maximum electrons are present? 5 into 2, 10 electrons are present. So the maximum electrons present in d subcell is 10. The maximum electrons present in p subcell is 3 into 2, 6. The maximum electrons present in s subcell or s orbital is 2 only. Okay, according to that, the maximum number of electrons in one orbital, either dx, y or dyz or dzx, like one orbital you take either px or py or pz. Like they having maximum 2 electrons are present. The 2 electron spin values are one is clockwise, second one is anti-clockwise. Okay, that's why the spin values for 2 electrons in any orbital is plus half, another one is minus half. Okay, electronic configurations. Let's see that. Electronic configurations. What is electronic configuration? Electronic configuration is nothing but the distribution of electrons. Distribution of electrons. In various atomic orbitals. In atomic orbitals. Known as electronic configuration. So the distribution of electrons in atomic orbitals, there are certain rules are present. Those are called electronic configuration rules. So the first one is Pauli's exclusion principle. See Pauli's exclusion principle, what he said. I will take first example. See, that is 1s2. 1s2 means 1s subcell, they contains 2 electrons are present. The 2 electrons, how we have to, means 1s has only one orbital is present. that is one orbital. Here I mentioned in brackets or small box. Then one electron is present in clockwise direction, another electron is present in anti-clockwise direction. What he said, no two electrons doesn't have same set of 4 quantum numbers. Any two electrons, they never contains 4 quantum numbers are not equal. Here this is one electron, this is second electron. Let's see the first electron. First electron 4 quantum numbers. N equals to, means n value is fixed by n is equal to 1 and L is equal to 0. For s orbital L is equal to 0 and m also, m value is also 0. Then s spin quantum number is equal to plus 1 by 2 because it is in parallel spin. Clockwise direction 1 I consider as plus 1 by 2. The second electron n is equal to 1 only. N value never changes, L value never changes and m value also never changes. But the spin quantum number value becomes minus 1 by 2. Spin value is minus 1 by 2. That's why what he said, that statement, no two electrons in an atomic orbital can have same set of 4 quantum numbers. Four quantum numbers means for any two electrons, 4 quantum numbers are not equal. At least 3 may be equal, but spin values never be equal. So for 2 electrons, one is spin is plus of, another spin is minus of. That's why maybe n, l, m may be equal. Here m is equal to 1, here also 1. L equal to 0, L equal to 0. M equal to 0, M equal to 0. Means 3 quantum numbers are equal, but spin quantum numbers are not equal for any 2 electrons in an atomic orbital. So that is called Pauli's exclusive principle. According to this Pauli's exclusive principle, what he said, he concluded that the maximum number of electrons in one orbital is equal to 2. The maximum number of electrons in one orbital is equal to 2, he concluded, or is finally he proved that because of this property, no two electrons in atomic orbital can have same set of 4 quantum numbers. That is called Pauli's exclusive principle. Next, Aufbau rule. The second one is very important one. If you understand this rule, we can write that electronic configurations very easily. Okay, let's see the second one, Aufbau rule. Aufbau rule. Aufbau principle. What he said, Aufbau principle? The electrons are the filling of electrons. Filling of electrons in various atomic orbitals. With increasing order of their energy. With increasing order of their energy. See what it is meaning, the filling of electrons in various atomic orbitals with increasing order of their energy means that is lower energetic orbitals, lower energetic orbitals filled first, then higher energetic orbitals, higher energetic orbitals. So the filling of electrons in various atomic orbitals with increasing order of their energy means lower energetic atomic orbitals are filled first, then higher energetic atomic orbitals. For example, 1s and 2s. 1s will completely filled first, then 2s, and then 2p, and then 3s, and then 3p. So, how can we identify that which is lower energetic orbital and which is higher energetic orbital? That we can identify based on